Pushed it into fire. A fight, electrify mine. Oh, electrify my golden tooth. I can't look at your eyes without sparking some. Electrify my heart.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Fatin Amira binti Amir Hamzah and my metric numbers is 01 DKM 20F 2033. Today I want to talk about a vector expression. First is about scalar quantity. Scalar quantity has a magnitude but no direction. Number 2, every scalar quantity is a one dimension. Besides that, any change in scalar quantity is the reflection of the change in magnitude. Number 4 is any mathematical operation carried out among two or more scalar quantities will provide a scalar only. However, if a scalar is operated with a vector, then the result will be a vector. The example for scalar quantity is speed, length, area, and volume. For the vector quantity has a both magnitude and direction. Vector quantity also can be 1, 2, or 3 dimensions. Any change in vector quantity can reflect either change in direction or a change in the magnitude or changes in the both. The result of mathematical operations between two or more vectors may give either scalar dot product or vector product, summation, or subtraction. Examples for vector quantity is displacement, velocity, acceleration, and force. Next is about basic vector definition. First is notation and representation. A vector is represented by a directed line segment. The arrow shows that the direction of the vectors, and the length indicates its magnitude. Next is independent vector. Independent vector is a vector that does not depend on any coordinate, that it can start at any coordinate. Next is a position vector. A position vector is a vector that starts from the origins. Number 4 is equality of vector. Equality of vectors is the two vectors are equal if both vectors have the same magnitude and direction, even though the starting point is not the same. For example, vector A equal to vector B. The last one is a negative vector. Negative vector is a vector that has the same magnitude but opposite direction with other vector. Vector negative A is a negative vector for vector A, but their magnitude are still the same. Basic vector calculation. Firstly is a magnitude vector. If OP equal to xi plus yj, magnitude OP equals to square root x squared plus y squared. And if OP equals to xi plus yj plus zk, magnitude of OP equal to square root x squared plus y squared plus z squared. Next is a unit vector. A unit vector is a dimensionless vector with a magnitude of exactly 1. Unit vectors are used to specify a direction and have no other physical significance.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Nur Atira Fakira binti Mat Farizal. My matrix number is 01 DKM 20F 2004. So I will talk about real life application. In our real life, the vector method that used in agriculture is to calculate the force, torture, and velocity, which is at the tractor tires. So it is for calculating every vectorial unit. So we use the vector method. So for the example is in the moving tractor tire has a mass, and it also has a initial and final velocity, and also acceleration, and also gravity reaction. And for the getting the result, we can use the vector method to calculate this, such as force, torsion, and velocity.
Hi, my name is Shaira Natasha binti Idris. My metric number is 01 DKM 20F 2036. Today, I want to talk about the area of parallelogram.
Area of parallelogram formula. To find area of the parallelogram, multiply the base of perpendicular by its head. It should be noted that the base and head of parallelogram are perpendicular to each other, whereas the lateral side of parallelogram is not perpendicular to the base. Thus, the dot line is drawn to represent the head. The formula is area equal B multiply H square units, where B is the base and H is the height of the parallelogram.
Today, I will present to you about the area of parallelogram. But before we go further, what is the area of parallelogram? The area of parallelogram is the region bordered by the parallelogram in the given two-dimensional space. So, this is example of parallelogram. Okay, let's get into the question and answer station. So the question is, find the area of interior in the building using area of parallelogram with edge represented by the vectors. Okay, soalan ni contoh 9i tolak 3j tambah 10k and 11i tambah 6j tambah 7k. Okay, ni ada contoh cara penyelesaian bagi soalan yang diberikan tadi. Mula sekali kita kumpulkan informasi yang kita dapat melalui soalan tadi. Contohnya yang ni A, yang ni B. Lepas tu A perlu darab dengan B. So, kita keluarkan dia kepada bentuk matrik. So, ni adalah nilai I, J, K. Daripada A, B, kita masukkan nilai I, J, K. Lepas tu, so, ni adalah nilai I, J, K. Daripada A, B, kita masukkan nilai I, J, K. Lepas tu, kita darabkan lajur kedua darab dengan lajur ketiga, tolak lajur pertama darab dengan lajur ketiga tambah lajur pertama darab dengan lajur kedua. Bila darab dapat negatif 81, negatif 47, 87. Penyelesaian yang terakhir, modulus A perlu didarabkan dengan modulus B. Masukkan nilai iaitu negatif 81, negatif 47, 87. Kemudian punca kuasakan dengan 2. Dan sekali kita dapat mengetahui nilai area intelligent in building yang diinginkan, iaitu punca kuasa 16,339/2. So what we learn, parallelogram in our life is the modern day of skyscraper admit the opening and the window are all made up by parallelogram. Most of them are rectangle and square. This is a kind of parallelogram building.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Siti Nurjana binti Samsi and my matrix number 10DKM20F2024. Conclusion: sector and vector in agriculture is the agriculture sector is of vital importance for the region. It is undergoing a process of transition to a market economy with substantial change in the sociological, structural, productive and supply setup as in the case with all other sectors of the economy. Second, vector is very important in our daily life and in engineering. So we know that vectors are used in engineering mechanics to represent quantities that point magnitude and direction. Many engineering quantities such as force, displacement, velocities and accelerations will need to be represented as vector for analysis. Thank you.